Why was Marvel Studios against reviving Agent Coulson? Which supernatural drama influenced the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. creator? And what are the cast's favorite moments of the show? Hi, I'm Dylan. Let's go. Agent Coulson was initially saved by the fans. Although Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first aired in 2013, the stage for it was set back in 2008, when Jon Favreau offered Clark Gregg a small nameless role of an agent in the star-studded Iron Man movie. Surprisingly, Gregg was hesitant to take it, despite his lifelong love of comic books. "I thought it's gonna get cut out or cut down to just one line, and then I'll feel embarrassed," he explained. Eventually, he accepted the part, and his on-screen chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. resulted in Favreau adding scenes for the now-named Agent Coulson. The character became an instant fan favorite, so when director Joss Whedon decided to kill him in the Avengers, fans took their protest to Twitter with the hashtag #CoulsonLives. Fortunately, Marvel Studios noticed their outcry, and thus Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was created. The surprising influence behind the pilot episode. After the Avengers, Joss Whedon felt that it was important to show another, more human side to the MCU. "The thing that appealed to me," he explained, "is the idea of the people who don't have the superpowers get the idea that everybody matters." And he took inspiration from his landmark series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where peripheral characters were shown as sometimes more important than the central characters. So Whedon deliberately built Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a reconstruction of a Buffy episode, The Zeppo, in order to feature people who are usually ignored. Those who don't fall under the category of super, no matter how extraordinary, incredibly good, and ridiculously attractive they are. Is Agent Coulson afraid of death? Since the first time Coulson was killed off in the Avengers, he has faced death more than once. But every time he appears to be brought back to life, one way or another. Clark Gregg reveals that Coulson didn't return unchanged after the Avengers. Somewhere deep down, he now had a different relationship with death. As Gregg explains, Coulson loves his life as much as he loves his job, and feels like there are people living around the world because he's there, and that gave him a real purpose in life. Still, Gregg is always happy when Coulson survives another season. I never take it as a given. There are very few people who get one heroic death, never mind two. But Agent Coulson also became kind of fatalistic, because his returning to a non-living state means restoring order in the universe, in a way. What about Avengers Cameos? Back in 2015, Clark Gregg revealed that he had always felt that Coulson was kind of the crazy uncle of the Avengers. So why are the Avengers Cameos so few? The thing is, unlike Coulson's fans, Marvel Studios was less enthusiastic about his return from the dead. "I think actually the movie people were a little cross about the show," revealed Joss Whedon. "Agent Coulson's death was very important for the narrative of the Avengers, so in their universe, he doesn't exist anymore." Fortunately, the relationship between the show and the studio has improved over the years, which made it possible for Nick Fury, Peggy Carter, and Mariah Hill to appear on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. However, Joss Whedon later explained that it became much more exciting for us to just follow our own story and make it exist alongside the films, as opposed to trying to use them as tentpoles within our seasons. By the way, in the 4th season of the show, there was a surprising cameo that you probably didn't know about. The episode, called Identity and Change, was Clark Gregg's favorite, because he shared the scene with his then 14-year-old daughter Stella. She played one of the students of Teacher Coulson's within the framework. And guess what? Clark got so flustered coming in and seeing her on set that he forgot his lines.
I forgot my line and had to apologize, and she quickly said in front of the whole crew, "Give me something to work with here."
The cast's favorite moments. It turns out the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have more fun at work than you thought. Like Chloe Bennett and B.J. Britt, who had dance-offs all the time when no one expected them to. When Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. celebrated its 100th episode, the actors revealed what their favorite episodes, experiences, and storylines were. Elizabeth Henstridge's choice was the moment back in Season 3, when Simmons was reunited with Fitz after being stranded on the planet. That was a lovely moment, just for me too, because I think Fitz and Simmons are their best selves when they're together. That was a special moment. Another special episode for her was, of course, the one where she got to do a scene with Stan Lee, which was wonderful and crazy and beyond special. For Ming-Na Wen, it was when she and the viewers finally uncover Agent May's backstory, and how she got that dreaded title of the Cavalry. For me, it was a real enlightening moment to discover it was a very traumatic experience for her. That's why she became Agent May, really. But Brett Dalton shared that his favorite moment was when he was given carte blanche by the writers to do whatever physical comedy he wanted. It was the episode when his character was trying to turn on the holotable. It doesn't move the story forward whatsoever, but to see Ward, who always has the answer, struggle with something as simple as turning on a holocom table is really satisfying. Clark Gregg said that one of his favorite moments was when Nick Fury showed up and gave him the giant gun to take out Garrett. Also, he really liked the moments where Ghost Rider was brought to life. And Chloe Bennett couldn't pin down her favorite moment because, as she explained, she had a lot of fond memories to share about Gregg and her female co-stars in particular. Working with all of these amazing women on the show where 90% of the stunts have been done by the same women has been really fun and powerful.
Favorite BTS moment for me, without a question, Dub Smash Wars.
On-set injuries were not a rare case. Agent May is a real badass, and although she has a stunt double, the star of the show still does a good deal of stunts on her own. It takes a lot of preparation, but the result is always impressive. Like that scene in the second season, where May fights with her own doppelganger. It was a beautifully choreographed dance of stunt work that looked effortless, although in reality, the shooting of the 2-minute sequence spanned over 3 full days. And sometimes there were consequences. Ming-Na Wen performed a particularly tough stunt while filming season 4 and got quite a serious injury. She tore her ACL and did not completely recover before filming for the new season began. So the writers simply wrote Wen's real injury into the script to explain May's reduced role in the action during season 5. Chloe Bennett also got injured on set. While filming season 2, she fractured her arm. But she's as tough as her character. "Yeah, I had a broken arm for the rest of the time," she said, "but it was awesome. If I'm going to break my arm doing anything, it's going to be taking out 7 Hydra agents." In fact, Chloe didn't realize how serious the injury was and continued to film another fight scene with a broken arm. Fortunately, she was back at her stunts in time for season 3. The cast's audition stories are amazing. Obviously, Clark Gregg was the only actor who didn't have to audition for the role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But everybody else was dying to be a part of the Marvel world, so they definitely were super nervous. Ming-Na Wen recalls that she couldn't memorize her lines at all. She was devastated because she wanted to work with Joss Whedon so much. Fortunately, she was experienced enough to know how to deal with the anxiety. "I went into the audition with the mindset that I already had the job. It put me in that mindset of just focusing on the work rather than everything else, and that's what helped me." Chloe Bennett's first audition was technically for the role of Simmons, and the actress claims that it was the worst thing she has ever done. Apparently, the executive producers have never seen it, which is good, because I wouldn't have gotten an audition for Skye. But her audition for Skye also wasn't perfect. In fact, she completely blanked on her lines and had to restart. Twice. Chloe confessed that she cried on her way home because she thought she wasn't going to get a callback. Thankfully, the producers felt that she really had a connection with her character, who soon became a fan fave. And Ian DeCasticker actually doesn't recall much about his audition. But he remembers the moment when Elizabeth Henstridge came in for a screen test. Ian shared that although all the other actors were great, she was really something else. In her turn, Henstridge agrees that her session with Ian was fun, especially in comparison with her first reading. According to her, it was the worst audition ever. Joss Whedon asked her to read for Fitz as well, and offered her to read over the lines, but the actress was sure she could do without it. However, she got every single line in the scene wrong and ended up just pulling lines out of nowhere. Much to her surprise, and to our great joy, she managed to land the role of Simmons. The last day of shooting was full of memories. Sad but true, Season 7 became the last one for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They celebrated the last day of shooting the final season, sharing nostalgic posts with gratitude-filled captions. On the official Twitter account, they said thank you to the fans and posted a picture of the cast from the San Diego Comic-Con 2019. In his Instagram post, Clark Gregg shared some memorable behind-the-scenes photos, which he captioned, "My God, I love these people." Ming-Na Wen took to Twitter to express her feelings over Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s final days of filming. "I'm not okay. How is it that I'm numb and yet so emotional?" Natalia Cordova-Buckley did a mini tour of the film set and opened up about the special place the series holds for her. The co-creator of the show, Jed Whedon, shared a super sweet photo of his daughter on the empty Zephyr 1 sets. And of course, he expressed his gratitude for those behind the scenes and the fans of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., without whom this show would never have happened. What do you think about the show's wrap-up? How would you imagine the future of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if you could create its spin-off? Share your ideas in the comments below. And as always, stay super awesome!